Hello, and welcome to another week of the Abuse Cartoons live stream. Sorry, I'm a little... something's going on. But I hope I don't cough too much into the mic. Yeah, but back again, and so we're back. We're still in the office in the city, and the traffic cam is back, so I have I brought the extra webcam back, so we can watch how many people have masks during the day, and it's pretty much 100% in Japan. There's just a few outliers that aren't wearing masks, so that's pretty surprising. And I mean like on trains and in public and stuff. But we'll see. We'll see how the we will see how this continues. But yeah, it'll be fun to see if there's how many masked people go by. And actually, probably not a lot of people are going to be out walking anyhow. Things are still, everything's opened up, but things are still moving kind of slow. And there's, at every public place, there's social distancing. So they either they'll put something to block being able to sit at like every other seat, or they'll just remove tables and chairs. So there's like half the amount of tables and chairs in Starbucks or like any waiting areas, or they're kind of forcing social distancing, which when people really start coming out in full force is going to be miserable, because that just means there's going to be nowhere to sit. But yeah, and all the big summer events have already been canceled as far as the summer festivals. But I just saw a poster for Summer Sonic or Fuji Rock. It was one of the big outdoor festivals, summer festivals in Japan, and it's in August, and it wasn't canceled yet. So unless they accidentally left that poster up too long. But convenience stores are pretty good at that stuff. They follow directions pretty fast. But yeah, so far there might be, and I guess because it's outdoor too, that might have something to do with it. They think that it may be okay by then. Oh, nice. Hey, Joe. yeah, I saw that. You just as things were finishing. Yeah, sorry that the time keeps shifting. It's still a little strange. Like I'm like driving my daughter back and forth to school and stuff still. So things are a little strange still. Yeah, tiny miniature trucks. Yeah, I should put one of those filters on the camera that makes everything look like even more like toys, because everything is so small. Yeah, and it's mostly because the roads are so narrow and crazy here. And the highway, even the highways, I think like 3 lanes each way is like the biggest that highways get around here. I'm not sure around Tokyo. It might be a little bit bigger, but I think a 6-lane highway, that's pretty huge for here. But yeah, so it's good to try to be back on schedule. I'm getting a little bit later start than I wanted to, but yeah, we'll see. So I hope things are going well in the US and wherever you're watching from, Australia or Europe or wherever. Yeah, that I really hate that about the notifications. It's just like a random thing. Sometimes it goes out and sometimes it doesn't. I don't understand like why their mechanism is so unreliable. It seems like a pretty easy thing to do, but I guess it may just be that if a certain number of 1,000 people go live at the same time on their system, some of those don't make it. Some of those notifications don't get pushed. Who knows? Because I don't think we've ever. That's the thing that you get really frustrated with YouTube, but then when you think about the reality of it, I mean, this is unprecedented. Like the amount of video they're serving, video that's being uploaded, and now people that are live streaming of their servers. It's just insane. The scale of that is insane. And so, of course, it's going to be terrible because it's just that there's not a big motivation for it not to be. Because if it's terrible or if it's okay, they, make the same amount of money, I'm sure. That's why their communication can be not so great, too. Because what exactly is the benefit financially? Yeah. Crazy. Things are a little slow. The computer seems to be running okay, but things are a little slow. And this is something to get used to, too, after the computer at home is much newer, so it getting used to that snappiness again, and then you kind of take a step back. Nice. Oh, weird. Yeah, I'm getting the the chat is doing weird things. Yeah, so my Restream chat isn't updating as fast. So let me make sure I have my the YouTube chat open. And we'll see. Oh, it's probably because Chrome wants to crash. That's why it's not updating. All right. Well, I'll be caught up. I'll be caught up in a minute here. That's right. I don't need to do those bottom lines. But it looks like the stream is okay. Yeah, so the stream is okay. It's just Chrome is acting a little weird. Yeah, I just saw that recently people are saying that Firefox now is the better browser because it uses not the Chromium framework, but the Mozilla. So it's got less vulnerabilities and maybe handles the resources better and things. But yeah. Oh no! Yeah, this is a horrible Coke Zero. Yeah, this was just all I had in the fridge. I needed something to drink, and it was too hot for coffee. So yeah, this is just a Japanese Coke Zero. Yeah, yeah. I heard a funny thing about Coke Zero. It's kind of it was a marketing thing. It's it's a different sweetener from Diet Coke. But men wouldn't buy, or were less likely to buy Diet Coke because I guess, ever since the 70s or whatever, Diet Coke was associated with women, secretaries or office workers, women drinking Diet Coke to watch their weight. And so it had like a feminine, branding or whatever, just, they kind of figured that out. So when they had the opportunity to try a new sweetener, they totally rebranded it and tried to name it something that men would buy, and that's I think why they have the black with red lettering label and everything to visually differentiate it, but also to make it a little bit more appealing to men. That was so strange. But yeah, no real sugar Coke. It's very, very fake sugar Coke. But it was all I had in the fridge, so I didn't. I just grabbed it because I was gonna make coffee, and then it's just too hot for that right now. Oh yeah. AK5. Yeah, taking the monuments down. Yeah, so hopefully they're relocating them, or at least storing them, like they're warehousing them or whatever, because that'd be a shame if they're just going to melt down all those statues, because we should be at a time, at least, no matter what people's opinion or changing opinion, that we're at least preserving good and bad history, so we remember it. But we'll see. Yeah, there's just such a red versus blue thing going on. I think that now that there's the momentum, there's all the motivation to, especially the Confederate generals and things, there's a lot of motivation to take statues down. But eventually, I think anybody that has a statue, so anybody that's gotten to the point where they've had success or power or whatever, that has had someone create a statue of them, you definitely can find something terrible about them and have their statue taken down, because there's nobody's nobody has clean hands. Nobody's innocent that has becomes powerful enough or recognized enough to have a statue made of them. Nice. Yeah, so I'm glad to get back online more regularly, and it's nice to be here too. Like I was saying, I just haven't been able to separate work and home enough, so it's good to have everything be at a distance so that I can not be stressing about working all the time. Because work at home definitely makes you always at work, or you always could be at work. So I don't have a good what's that called, where you just kind of I can't separate very well. I can't prioritize, or whatever you would consider that, between work and home when work is at home. There we go. All right. Yeah. So now I'm at the office of the curtainy background, and also all the traffic. That's why I live where I live, because I don't have constant road noise going by. The only thing we get sometimes is the chime of the train, or the gates at the cable. There's a cable, because we live on the mountain. There's a cable car that goes up the mountain, and so when it closes the gates to pass the road, we heard a little bit of chime. But none of this. No people on bikes are wearing masks. I guess they're moving too fast for the virus. And there's already news of Beijing is reporting new activity, a possible second state, or second phase, whatever they're calling it. So that'll be fun. And what they'll do is they'll have a second stage, and then they'll politically pressure everyone to open up air travel again, and then they'll have tourists bring it back to foreign countries, and then everybody can have a second wave. It's feeling, everything is definitely feeling back to normal, and it's good to get out and get some vitamin D and stuff. I think that was part of my, or at least the serotonin. I think that was part of my weird sleep problems. Is once I got in that bad cycle, once I started working too late, then sleeping too late, and having not enough sunlight during the day, I just started getting really, really out of sync. So this is much better. Even though it's hot as hell, it's still better to have some of those normal stressors. That's the weird thing about the lockdown, is being at home. It was weird and stressful because of the kind of uncertainty of it, but there were no normal stresses like your physical stresses. So it was all like mental or psychological stress, and nothing physical, just like the physical effort of doing everything, or getting somewhere on time, or meeting some sort of train schedule or something. It didn't have any of that, so you don't have any of that, just that normal level of stress that kind of keeps everything working well. I think it's funny how much our bodies are built, or our systems, like in our bodies, are built to be stressed, because that's why we work out, is because we artificially we're stressing our bodies to get better performance. And when you don't have that, when it's all mental, it's a really weird situation. I never realized that before. It was no idea what day is it, and it was so bizarre to feel that. So I'm glad things are coming out, and I hope it comes out, everybody comes out of it soon. But I can't tell. I'm really suspicious of the motivations for what America is doing because and you just don't know. You don't know how far the power goes or how far certain people's reach is. But I think the ideal thing to get Trump out of office is to have America locked down and protesting until November. Then that would be quite a feat, because that's a long time from now, but as close to the election as possible. That's why all of this happening during an election year was the worst possible timing, because then you can't trust anybody's motivations then, because everybody is suspect when they're when it's just politicians trying to keep their jobs. Yeah, definitely. Seems like when we said, we've been doing this for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, geez. It didn't feel like that at all. And the sad thing is that I kind of missed the best part of the year in Japan. The spring is so nice here because it's not rainy and everything blooms really fast, and it's that really mild weather that you just don't have any other season, because the fall's gotten really short. So you don't have that nice, clear but mild weather, and so that really sucks. That totally was spent inside. We got a little bit of it, but yeah, not. It just felt like it totally disappeared. I don't know what that is. Yeah, that sucks too. Like, if you're not working or stuck inside, and then the faster time goes, like the faster rent is due and all that. That was really killing me. So I've got a few bills still in the U.S. to pay, and it's like, God, I think I got to pay that again already. It just, went fast. Those months went really fast, and just accomplished nothing. Except for the live stream, of course. I produced 2 cartoons a week. I didn't have any interruptions. I mean, technically, there were some bumpy live streams. A camera pointed at a tablet at one point. But I'm drawing cakes again. But it wasn't, I could at least stay on this schedule. And that's why I kind of made the twice a week schedule seem to be the only thing I can really manage, because with things changing, doing daily, I think there'd just be too much interruption, and I would have like a week where I would have to be producing 10 cartoons a day to keep ahead of schedule, and that's just not, there's going to be sometimes where that's not possible. So 2 a week seems to be what I can do until I can stop doing other things. I mean, that was the intention of the Patreon, is if I can stop taking other work, then I can be drawing and talking through this a lot more. That would be ideal. That doesn't look great. It's so funny that YouTube is trying to, have a little bit more say over content, and they have like those terms when you upload something, terms you have to agree to, that you're not talking about this, you're not talking about this. It's not for children, but you're also not swearing, you're not talking about drugs, you're not talking about politics. Like, there's all of these things you have to tell them, make it advertiser friendly, to let them know how well it'll match certain types of advertisers. But the one thing that they're definitely not going after is true crime. That's insane. Like, how many people just recounting horrible murders and massacres in restaurants and families being killed. There's so much of that. I wonder, it may not, maybe like monetization. I don't know if anybody's making any money doing it. They must just love it, and probably just like supporting it with Patreons and stuff. But God, there's a lot of crime, a lot of true crime stuff. Some reason I watched something, I forget, I was looking up something, and then the algorithm said, oh, you want to watch this? And it just was like recommending all of this true crime stuff, and it seems like in the English-speaking YouTube, it seems like the Irish. There's a lot of Irish people talking about true crime, and most of it's like Canadian or American. Most of it's North American. There's a lot of true crime with Irish accents. I noticed. I thought that was funny. But that's a weird thing, because it doesn't seem like you could have a Cartier or a whatever, ad before a recounting of a murder. Nice. How's it going, Dolly? Yeah. I was really surprised, though. I wonder how that works, because that was their big push. I mean, definitely it's easy to see that that's not for children, but yeah. And I watched a ton of that stuff, and especially when I had American cable, there was all that, and I think even, what was it, the History Channel? One of the cable channels in America turned almost completely true crime. It just became, ridiculous. I forget, or maybe Headline News. I think it was like CNN had like an update where like it would just repeat the same news stories every 30 minutes, and I think that basically became a Cold Case Files or whatever, like reruns of all of the syndicated true crime stuff. But American cable is such a mess. But yeah, it's a funny thing, because I was listening to somebody. There was a British guy that did really nice. I mean, he had a really nice voice and was doing really nice readings of Lovecraft and a lot of horror short stories. And he was complaining that his channel is like, his videos are constantly demonetized, and his channel is having a lot of trouble, which is a shame. So I don't know why. And it might just be the money part. They're not going to stop the channel, but you're not going to make anything off of it because it doesn't match their ad. And why can't they have more than one ad model? It seems like, it's very funny. It seems like they could fit just about any kind of content. They could fit ads to just about any kind of content, or serve ads. Who knows? Oh, was that the same layer? All right. Oh, yeah. How's it going? Oh, yeah, Bill Hader. Yeah, that's right. He's another true crime obsessive. That's right. Yeah, and he did that. I'm totally blanking on the show, but he did a great show about he was like a assassin, like it was a little bit like Breaking Bad, like a regular guy with a secret, like, what's it called? It was the name of the character, like the name of the show was just the name of the character. But he did that was good, because that had a lot of maybe the things he liked about true crime kind of made it into that show, because it got pretty intense. Yeah, but he was some kind of assassin, and it was a little bit like Leon, the Professional. It was a little bit like that. He was like that kind of character that was raised, was trained. He had like a mentor, and was that would always, but kind of a crappy mentor, the guy that always got him jobs. What the hell was that called? I'm not going to Google it. Barry. There we go. Thank you. See, if I'm in front of a web camera, I have no recall of anything. I just have to go. The guy with the thing on the show with the, Barry. Yeah, that's a pretty well written show. It was really entertaining. It was that, and that line between kind of it was funny, but it had some really intense moments because it was a lot of murder. But so him trying to have his normal life or keep things, and he did a pretty good job of kind of being intimidating, or being like he could be really intense. So and that same kind of thing that the Walter White character did, like went from bumbling science teacher to like scary drug lord, intense, when he became kind of the more Heisenberg character. But he could pull that off a little bit, so it was pretty good. Oh, oh no way. Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, you got to pause on the house payments. God damn. Yeah, I was wondering how they're going to manage that, because they're already talking about once the eviction, the limitation on eviction, the prohibition or whatever on eviction, that it's just going to be mass evictions, that there's just like counties or whatever that have the sheriff's department's just got the list that they're going to have to run through. That's pretty cool that you get a pause on that while things are just a mess. And we don't even know. We're not getting any real good, really accurate information about what's going to happen and what people are going through. And every country is going to be a totally different situation as well. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah, I just finished the because I don't know why I didn't finish during the quarantine. That would have been a nice timing. But I finished Better Call Saul season 5. Yeah, was the latest season. That's crazy. It's definitely set up. It's got a real cliffhanger season finale. So they're definitely going to do a 6th season. That means the prequel show is going to run longer than the show that it's kind of based on. That's funny. But maybe just the budget and everything work better. I think probably working for Netflix is better than working for AMC, at least from what I heard about the drama with Walking Dead, about how much they messed with that show. But so I finished it was pretty good. It was pretty intense. I like Vince Gilligan. I like his the people he works with and his like kind of writing and characters and stuff. So that was good to finish that season. Now I got to do Ozark. There's a new season of Ozark on Netflix I got to get to. All right. Just a bunch of random. Yeah, well, that's a good point, Joe. There's a we're definitely going to see the difference between what different countries are who they're looking out for. Yeah, but it all trickles down. If you support the corporations, if you just give them all the bailout they need, then it gets down to everybody, right? It slowly makes its way down because then the Walmarts will open again and be discounted. What was the thing? Oh yeah, the gyms. They said like 24-hour fitness in the U.S. and some of the gyms are like going to file for bankruptcy because they've had to be closed for so long. And I think even if they can reopen now, they probably can't be full capacity. So yeah, how can they charge memberships to people and say, yeah, but you can't come in if there's already 20 people here, you can't use the gym. And that's surprising because I'm sure that they've been charging membership. Why are they going out of business? All they had to do is like suspend people's ability to cancel their gym memberships because they've been collecting membership fees this whole time. I thought that's how they subsisted, is people got their membership, as their New Year's resolution and then never went. And so they didn't actually have to provide any services for your business. Oh, yeah. Oh, that would be fun. Yeah, if you have any good ideas. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, I guess the UK Brexited, or I guess the people of UK citizens would much prefer the EU support. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, K5. If you know of any other streamers that would work well for, if they do food stuff or whatever. No, I'd definitely be up for that. That was really fun, and it was funny to see that whole thing happen. Although I definitely want to do it, but probably we want to wait until things settle down, because that was right. Because even when I sent that, it was already the beginning of the very early days of the pandemic. So he was even a little cautious. I remember his wife was spraying Lysol or whatever on the box. He was cautious about getting a box from Asia. So yeah, we'll have to wait until everyone has a better comfort level. Yeah. Well, that's crazy. I can't. That's the funny thing that they always talk about is the CEOs have to get their bonuses. So no matter what, and bonuses, those weird executive performance bonuses, I guess because maybe the thinking is those are kind of part of the contract or built into their salary, and it may be something that could actually be sued over. So they're going to take that money out first because they're more worried about somebody with money suing them than somebody without. Oh yeah, just that same thing. Yeah, that'll $10 is fine for that. Yeah, let me think about if there's a more fun convenience store up someplace I can find that has like more extreme snacks or anything. But yeah, once we find out find a good streamer, we'll I'll come up with some stuff for a box. Yeah, I did that really fast for Hyphonics, and I'm glad it worked out, and I'm glad I sent it. If I would have waited, probably I would have kind of chickened out on the whole thing, because sending a box from Asia at that time was becoming a less and less likely thing. Oh really? Oh wow. Yeah, I was wondering. I got something from DHL, and I heard that they had suspended service in America, but I got something delivered by DHL, and it's very random. And also, is Kroneko is the which one is it? Sagawa or Kroneko? That there's like Japanese courier, like kind of like Japanese FedEx services, or courier services, and one of them totally said we are never delivering Amazon packages again. Like we give up. Hey. We're getting Papa rated. Nice. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh hey, thanks Game Hamster for the follow. Nice. Yeah, I'm glad Twitter did some stuff. Nice. Yeah, Twitter was changing the oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, if Hyphonics had any hospital time, there probably was. Oh, yeah, but I'm glad that timing worked. Yeah, so I noticed, that Twitch set up a bunch of new stuff, so I gotta take a look at that and see what else I can do to customize, because I didn't do any goddamn, I didn't do any keywords or anything, and they're not called keywords, but whatever. But yeah, this last stream on Twitch, because the interface would look totally different, so I was just like, I'm just streaming there. But yeah, I'm glad people are still finding it. Oh yeah, so sorry. Yeah, I'm not even drawing anymore. Jeez. Hey, so anybody that's watching for the first time, so this is a weekly single panel gag cartoon, kind of like New Yorker or magazine style, where it's a picture and a joke underneath. So I draw this twice a week for online. I've been doing it forever. So it's syndicated on gocomics.com, and there should be a link in the description text about where to find that. But gocomics.com/domestic abuse. So the title, as you can see, is domestic abuse of the cartoon. And so it's just inanimate objects kind of playing out little personal dramas, and the intent of the title, or the joke of the title before and this was 20 years ago that I came up with this, but it's more about the scale of tragedy, the scale of people's cruelty to each other, and how if it happens between a coffee cup and a muffin, it is as dramatic as any sort of scale of conflict between people. And I just was like, so these inanimate objects are just playing out these little dramas that are just echoing what people do to each other. Yes, and it's coming from so that little camera you're seeing, besides the Photoshop window, that little camera in the upper window is just outside the office. So it's on a little second floor office. So all those tiny cars, and if you notice, that's the weird thing. If you watch the road long enough, look how many white cars. Like, so most fleet cars and service cars are white, and that's not unusual in a lot of countries. But so many people buy white cars because I think of the resale value. They think that white cars have easier to trade in, have a higher resale value because everybody buys white cars. So I don't know how that happened. Like if people started buying white cars because they actually resold better, or because people bought white cars, there were more white cars and more white cars were sold. Hey. Yes. So yeah, it's just, I just wanted to give people, because for the longest time I just had shelves and a curtain behind me, and people are asking, where are you? What's going on? So that gives you a little more context. So it's Japan. I'm just a cartoon abuser. But nice. Not your grandpa. Yeah. So I just draw and mostly talk about Japanese things, and do a little segment in the middle to kind of break things up, so it's not all looking at Photoshop. Hive mind with a Y, with 2 Ys. Nice. Oh wait, there's something I wanted to. So no drama, no personal drama concerning the Asian murder hornets, but I did see something funny, so we'll do a little murder hornet update. So I just saw Bandai is going to be releasing, I think this month, Bandai is going to be releasing this. Oh, it went on the wrong layer. Let me lift it up a little bit. Yeah, so Bandai is doing, I think it's just like a gotcha, like a blind, like a capsule machine. Oops, I'm on the wrong thing. They're doing a 1-to-1 scale. So if you can see in that picture, if I don't want to get command of Photoshop back here, if you see in that picture, that's the scale of like a kid's hand. Or like almost an adult's hand. So this is a 1-to-1 scale murder hornet, little plastic replica. Let me enlarge this a little bit. But yeah, so this is coming out to a vending machine, a Japanese vending machine near you this month. And so for 500 yen, you can get your replica scale and terrify your friends and family with a murder hornet. So the Japanese, I didn't know, or I hadn't heard before, or didn't remember before, the Suzumebachi. Suzumebachi is the name of the, so Hachi is what you call a bee. So Suzume might be the murder part of that, but Suzumebachi, you can see that English or the Romaji or Roman characters for the name of those lovely things. But they're huge. They're really huge. They could bully some hummingbirds. So yeah, so that is a that's a toy now. That's a thing. So it kills your pets and babies, and it's fun to play with. But yeah, I really thought that was funny, since that was in the news enough in the West that Bandai was taking advantage of that and doing a murder hornet souvenir. Yeah, they're quite big. Yeah, I'll take a look if I can get a hold of some. And it's funny, they did like 3 colors, but the only one is only that orange looking kind of reddish one. Oh, hey Max. Yeah, I did. When I first came here, I tried to keep my work in the US going, and then I was like staying up all night for conference calls and stuff, and so that I did switch to doing some teaching. So I taught in public school and then a private school a little bit, and it was good because I kind of learned all the quirks and strangeness about what Japanese office work is more like and stuff. Oh hey, oh cool. That would be cool. Yeah, if you're up for that, Game Hamster. Yeah, I'll check out your channel. But yeah, thanks for the follow, and yeah, that would be good. So yeah, Game Hamster, if you're up for a box of Japanese snacks to try on stream, and I promise I'll be merciful. It'll be a nice combination of delicious things and inedible things. No, I don't really draw anime, and I never really the creative work and animation, illustration, animation, and even design here is really, really underpaid. So I kind of sporadically work for Japanese clients because the pay is usually not great. It's good to establish relationships and stuff, and mostly what I've done is like little mascot characters or things. If they want something that doesn't look Japanese, if they've got especially like an Italian restaurant or something that they're pushing the foreign part of it, I'm a good option to draw something that doesn't look like it was drawn by a Japanese illustrator. And so I've gotten work doing that, but I haven't bothered, just because I did meet with a guy who's a director that did a lot of stuff at Tatsunoko. He did a lot, like, Gatchaman and stuff. He's worked forever. I met with him when I first came here, and then we talked a little money, and I was like, oh, okay, that's not going to work. That's not going to work unless I can get my parents to move to Japan and then move in with them. I don't think I'm going to be able to make a living, doing animation in Japan. Yeah, so it was not possible. Oh yeah. The yes. Oh, where is that? Yeah, the link for that is in the description for here, but I should have that somewhere. Sorry, just a quick. Let me take a quick look here. Hey, there's my download folder. There we go. How many times have I downloaded FileZilla? Yeah, let me take a quick look for that. Sorry, I don't remember. The Amabie, the kind of the Japanese yokai that when the bad weather, when the international illness started, people were drawing these because it was like historically, where is it? A lot of Japanese illustrators started drawing it because it had a funny, there it is. It had a funny story. Well, the rates that the hourly stuff, because there's a lot of, they don't want to pay benefits in a lot of cases, and so you're doing hourly rates, and the hourly rates were just slightly above maybe McDonald's or Starbucks. And my commissioner. I'm sorry, I'm talking about. See, I have trouble switching tracks. It just depends. So my rates usually, like if you want something commercially done, like if you want a character design of a character in like a few different poses, and then color final versions of that, and that will be vector. So it ranges anywhere from like $100 to like $250 depending, but that's like, designing basically something you can trademark or something that, I have no ownership of. So as soon as it's in, your hands, and that's more like something for business. If it's a personal thing, or if it's something like avatars or, profile cartoons or whatever, it's a lot cheaper. Like, just $25-50 is a pretty easy price for that. But most of the character stuff I do is in the $250 range for businesses. Yeah, I've got to be reasonable here, especially. Oh, there we go. So here's the so my daughter was drawing the Amabie character, and she asked me to draw one, so I did a version of it. So it's supposed to be like a fish with a beak, like it has a bill like a bird, but it's like a mermaid, but not. There's almost no human body. There's like maybe like a human head, but there's so it's more fish, human head, bird, bill. But the idea was that the person that supposedly, I think it was like the mayor or the head of a village disappeared. This yokai appeared to him and said, "You will have a certain number of years of prosperity and good crops. And if you draw my likeness and show it to people, you will also be free of disease and plague. And so that's why that story became popular when things started, the outbreak started, is because this was an old Japanese story about an image that you could, now that we have the internet, everyone can share images. So a lot of Japanese illustrators started to draw the amabie. So that is the little character. Oh yeah, it just it depends. Like how much, what you want to storyboard, if it's like how many minutes or whatever you're looking to do. But I can definitely we can talk about that. I can definitely do like rough storyboards and things for designs, and it depends on if you're doing animation or if it's for some live action idea or something that you had. Definitely hit me up on any of the DMs or anything on Twitter or whatever, and we'll talk. Nice. So Hyphonics is now in Texas full time, like completely. It's pretty funny. Oh yeah, and just for the live stream too, I think I posted just a line drawing. I'm forgetting what I posted, but just for a line drawing like that I'm just doing on stream, I can just send you. I think it did like $5 and $10, something like that. $5 for just a little line drawing and $10 for some color on it, and I can just send you a JPEG from the live stream. But so there's my Japanese yokai. Oh, what just happened? Something. Oh, okay. Sorry. Getting notifications about emails I should resend. Oh, nice. Wow. Yeah, that'd be a good thing, is to rent a big house and then just wire it and have a streamer house. Nice. Any celebrities? For a few things. I drew a couple of, I think I had to draw Jenny McCarthy. This was years ago. I think I drew Jenny McCarthy and a couple of like random people, for products and stuff. Like people wanted to pitch ideas or whatever, because I lived in Los Angeles for 10 years before coming to Japan. So I got a lot of weird random work. And some people would ask me like if they were doing pitches for things and they wanted illustration or whatever. So I did a few random things. Nice. Oh yeah, I saw that one, the thumbnail for that one. Damn, but that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I hope things will. If he's got better internet now too, that'll make things nice. No technical interruptions. But that's really great. How about 50 cents? Are you talking me down? Are we haggling at this point? Let me get some cartoon actually drawn here. This is going slow. But let me get back on track. 50 cents for 50 cents. Is that the price? Yeah. No, I haven't drawn. I don't think I've drawn any. I had a bunch of friends that had. Who was it? I forget who it was, who did a bunch of Flash games like back in the day, and so they had to draw a lot of. I don't remember who it was, but somebody in hip hop that like started to try to do like a network and a bunch of Flash stuff. Back before like mobile games and stuff really took off. Oof, I'm really dating myself. But post Facebook games. Jeez. All right. Yeah, I know. No, I've never drawn 50 Cent. No. Yeah, I do Kobe. I drew Kobe Bryant for a. Yeah, that's right. I had a job at Fox Interactive, we did a bunch of parody song stuff, and I did a bunch of cartoons. So I had to draw, like that was when Bush Jr. was in office, W. So I drew a bunch of his administration, and some of it was just photo heads too. But yeah, I drew Kobe and then some celebrities. Like I think I did like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, and like, so yeah, just as like kind of cartoon characters in animation. I have to. Well, it's in Flash too, so I don't even know if it's playable anywhere anymore. But yeah, I'll dig out. It was, now that he's passed, it's not funny anymore. But it's when he had to buy, or when he bought his wife the big ring and did the apology for the, whatever happened with the girl at the hotel. So it was just a little poking fun at that situation, how big a ring he had to buy to get himself out of that. Yeah, but it wasn't. I never worked for Zynga, but it was kind of back in that day. Yeah, because we were bought by Fox. It was a little, I forget the original company name, in something, but they got bought by Fox. So I was doing a lot of political parody stuff and a lot of that stuff in the late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, so that's definitely not funny anymore, that cartoon. Jeez, that's insane that he's gone. All right. Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to, I'm misreading so much in chat. I don't mean to be doing that, because I'll just glance up. Yeah, the hotel. Yeah, hotel girl. Yeah, so he did, because that was when I was still in LA, and he did the press conference. And so that was kind of a big thing. And there was a lot of talk about how many carrots, he had to fork out to make everything okay. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely better to be back here on this big tablet. Oh yeah, it was huge. But she didn't leave him. She didn't divorce him. I'm sure it was much cheaper than his divorce would have been. Jeez, I can imagine, because California is half. So if they got married in California, it's half, and a $6 million ring is a lot less than half. I'm sure. But wow, yeah, that's some old stuff. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was the weird thing, because Fox was all kind of celebrity and politics obsessed. So all the stuff that they wanted us to do was all related to that, because that was back in the days when they didn't views. Nobody quite figured out how to get views, and there wasn't quite the buying and selling of traffic that there is now. So it was we're just playing this weird hit or miss game. And the sad thing is, I think the thing that was the most popular was anything with babies. Yeah, so I didn't ever do anything like that. I tried to do more interesting stuff, but anything with babies did really well on that network. So I guess that you can pretty much guess who was watching most of that Flash animation. All right, yeah. Yeah, probably. That had to be from another planet. Wow. Yeah, so yeah, this is just the kind of drawing idea phase. So I just kind of keep drawing a bunch of things I've already had in mind, or things that just come to me, and try to start to compose a cartoon that has a little bit of a narrative or a little bit of a story, like things that look funny together or make sense in that way. Is the audio okay? I haven't played with anything. It sounds a little distorted in my headphone. All right, K5's taking a break. All right. Edamame crisp. Actually, I from the convenience store. I brought some shrimp, some not shrimp, squid chips. Yeah, I saw that they had tempura squid chips, so I will attempt to try those on stream. You still like like those fake edamame? Oh man. Oh yeah, I think that was the biggest one. Yeah, I forget. I think Michael Jordan was up there too. But yeah, the Amazon guy, that's crazy. But I'm sure he's not going to be hurting. Amazon's not going away anytime soon. But yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, now it's billions. Now we used to, wow, so many million or whatever. That's a huge divorce settlement, and now it's in the billions. That's great. Yeah, they have. I don't know if I've ever had those on stream before for the convenience store, but they do make it's kind of like a really greasy Cheeto that's supposed to look like a, edamame, the Japanese like little soybean snacks, but it's just a green slimy Cheeto that tastes a little bit like edamame, like soybeans, but it kind of coats your mouth with whatever that oil is that they're using to simulate that flavor. And yeah, Dolly's not a fan. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of a staple. A lot of the convenience stores make their own like house brand version of those. And some of them are oilier than others. Yeah. Wow. 30 billion. That's insane. But, a woman getting a divorce needs to leave the relationship and be able to maintain the same standard of living. And if you give someone a multi-billion-dollar standard of living, they're going to take that with them. And that's California too. It's a 50-50 plus, all sorts of, you can negotiate all sorts of additional things. So the settlement and then the alimony on top of that, I can't even imagine. Oh. Wow. Yes, Sedona loves that. Sedona's gonna hit a tech CEO, I think, next time. But I think, and people talk about, the American divorce laws, being hard on guys, and the guys, some guys really suffering, especially if they got multiple divorces. They literally have multiple alimony payments, and they've had multiple halving of their, estates or whatever they had accumulated. But that's a funny thing about America, which seems kind of weirdly old-fashioned, is to try to prevent just the sudden like a homelessness or completely being unemployed or whatever as a divorced woman or as a single mother. They try to maintain the law is written to maintain their lifestyle as it was when they were married. But I think it also has to do with this American thinking about kind of the I'm gonna not think of the word, I'm gonna sound ridiculous, but so the ability for a woman to marry again at that same level, right? So if she marries someone that's kind of, status or socially way above her, and then divorces them and, then drop back down to the level where she started, that's not okay. Like in the eyes of American law or American divorce system, it's not okay. So she has to be able to stay at the level that she was at so she can meet another guy in that same social circle at those levels. And so it's an interesting, that thinking, I mean, it's terrifying for, men going through divorce, but now more recently too, with so many, women billionaires and women CEOs and things, they're having to deal with that same thing. And the one trend that I was reading about is the college dropout rate for men is really out of control. So over achieving and very, hyper motivated, hyper successful women cannot marry above themselves anymore. It's almost impossible to do that. So we're going to start to have a trend where women married below themselves are definitely going to be making more money than their spouse and have like a house husband or, whatever. But then when divorce time comes, then they're going to have to, it's going to have to go the opposite way. So there's going to be a lot of guys collecting alimony. Yeah, I had a friend who had his ex-wife had several live-in boyfriends that she probably wanted to marry one of them at some point, but she wouldn't give up that alimony. So she, I forget how many years he had to pay it, but yeah, she basically had live-in boyfriends that she wouldn't marry because she would lose that check. But ask Sedona about that if you want to know how sweet that victory is. Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see that start to change, and then how people. And I've even heard too, though, people that are so obsessed with prenups and things. Just like any contract, it's hard to get something written well enough to stand up, to the purpose that it's going to actually serve. So basically, prenup isn't any more of a guarantee that things aren't going to go badly because, and mostly because, divorce court is all about embarrassment and stuff. Poor guy. And I seem to remember you said he was sleeping on his grandmother's floor. That's how you left him. But what was I going on about? But yeah. So prenups are just kind of it's like a cheap chain on a bicycle or whatever. It's going to keep good people good. Like somebody that goes into a relationship and you've already stated you're not going to, if things don't work out, you're not going to destroy their income by, claiming half of it. They only people that are going to just respect that intent or respect that word. But if you're actually going to challenge a prenup, or if you're actually going to then do the embarrassment thing where you're going to go into court and then on record, that's the thing that is the worst about divorce, is then on record you're going to recount every embarrassing thing that you possibly can to humiliate that person. That will then be public record, and then say, wow, wouldn't it have been better if you just would have agreed to give me half? But yeah, I've heard a lot of the times prenups don't work well. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's right, because they was in New York for a while. I can't even... This is our first divorced president, and nobody even brings that up. I mean, I guess there's so many other distracting things about Trump that nobody thinks to bring that up. But I'm so surprised that, we talk about the first Catholic president, or, there's so many... things that, wow, we finally have this kind of president, and this is our first, and he was multiply married, multiple divorces, right? This is like his third wife. So yeah, and just people don't even, that's so far down on the list or something. I don't know, people just don't even bring that up. Yeah. I'm very surprised by that. Yeah, but that thinking is funny, and it's eventually gonna, you cannot underestimate the laziness of men. So you can bet that there's going to be a lot of guys collecting, or actually no, I think my ex's stepdad is one of them. Ho. Yeah, I think he ended up getting part of like a military, like his ex-wife's military pension or something. Yeah, I mean, if you're just in the right jurisdiction, and or maybe you have a much better lawyer, you can do horrible things to people. Yeah. Wow, 3 baby mama divorces. Wow. I have 5 kids. Oh yeah. And probably we'll just do it as soon as he's out of office or whatever, as soon as it's not going to be so politically damaging. But I'm sure she could be paid off by the Democratic Party to divorce him in the middle of his second term. And that's if he gets reelected, that's going to be the thing that everyone's going to be waiting for. Yeah. Yeah, I think Melania is definitely the first lady that ever did like nude modeling. Because I think like she did a bunch of like, partial nudity fashion stuff, or whatever. I don't think it was actually meant to be pinup work or anything. But that's the first lady that we've had topless photo shoots of. Yeah. So funny. Well, I was thinking tofu, maybe tofu. I don't know. Now I've got edamame on the brain. Oh yeah, that's something too. I should. Yeah, if anybody watching is interested, does any hobby work or does any anything Dolly Mixtures, that's in the YouTube stream, has an excellent YouTube channel where she does custom doll work and kind of remakes, remodels, uses the basis of like existing dolls to do like custom fashion dolls. So kind of like the however many inches of like the 12-inch fashion dolls, maybe not that big, but yeah, if anybody is interested, she does really good tutorials, and even did mask. You did a mask sewing tutorials. Well, a lot of sewing based, dolls need clothes and things. So yeah, but she does a lot of good stuff. So check out Dolly Mixtures if you get a chance. Oh, cool. K5, I will. But nice. Yes, nasty edamame. Yeah, can you get? I guess you probably could, because you're on the West Coast, so you probably can get decent tofu. But I was shocked in the Midwest. There was no place to get. I was surrounded by soybean fields, and no good edamame. Yeah. So definitely check out Dolly if you have any interest in all kinds of hobby stuff. She has a beautiful voice, so very easy to listen to, and lots of really cool creative projects. But yeah, all the I guess because I don't think any Japanese companies, maybe House Foods, when they started doing like Japanese and Asian grocery stores, House Foods brought some tofu and things to the US, but mostly tofu was that health food store kind of really rough, homemade, like the people that, make stuff directly for health food stores. And so my Japanese wife was shocked at the terrible quality of that tofu. It was like, something you could scrub a sink out with. It wasn't anything that you could actually, it was, really coarse, really rough. It wasn't that amazingly smooth and real mild tasting stuff like they make in Japan. Or they make, there's a huge range. I don't think I've ever talked about that on stream, but there's a huge range of like kind of smooth to coarse tofu for different reasons. And sometimes because, you don't want it to just fall apart. You need it to kind of hang together depending on how you're cooking it. But yeah, tofu was miserable to try to find. I was near Chicago too, so. Oh, cool. Oh, barbecue. Nice. Yeah, I was surprised right before I left the U.S. how much, and this was pre, like when fast food places started carrying like veggie burgers and stuff, but all of the tofu shaped like, barbecue ribs or chicken or something, like there was so many tofu versions of things. But barbecue tofu is not bad. Nice. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Dolly. Oh, that's right. Yeah, so Dolly is in Japan, but maybe not for long. Yeah, that's too bad. But you definitely, we need to keep in touch at least on stream. And you should do some. Have you done live streaming, Dolly, on your channel for YouTube? You should do that. That would be a good way to keep in touch. Nice. I'll check out your channel, Game Hamster. Definitely, definitely curious. And if K5 likes you, I trust his tastes are impeccable. So I will check out your channel. All right, I'm actually drawing something here. All right, maybe some. Actual, there we go. Actual beans. They're not quite like that, are they? Well, that'll read a little bit better though. Something like that. Oh no. Let me check. Yeah, sorry. I didn't keep an eye on the. I'm reading the combined chat, so I didn't see the. Joe got political again. Yeah, well, Sedona got political. We were talking Melania, and she didn't get blocked. Let me see. I didn't see. No, there's nothing in. Nothing. But you're on. That's right. You're on Twitch. Joe, you're coming through on Twitch. Yeah, I didn't see the. I'll double check the chat. Sorry, get too many windows up. This is easier than my setup at home, though. The way the monitors were set up, I couldn't find anything. There's not enough room on my desk to put everything. Come on. Yeah, I don't know why, but Chrome is really bad. Yeah, I think we'll do a weird tofu joke. That might work. All right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to find where it shows me the chat. Yeah, I thought the combined chat would be give me more information. It should. I wish it told me. Maybe that's something that isn't part of the API or whatever, but I wish it would tell me when there were messages blocked. Yeah, I can only imagine what the trigger words are for Twitch chat if it's anything like YouTube. It's extra sensitive. All right. Oh, looks like everything's hanging a little bit. We can look at all those white cars. Yeah, that is such a weird thing. Yeah, so if you go to like a used car dealer or whatever, it's just white cars. It's nothing but white cars. And, you know, so then businesses, like some people, if you work, like if you're an executive or do something through like one of the convenience stores or something, they'll give you like a Family Mart car or a 7-Eleven or 7 and I Holdings car. So you have a little white car with a logo on it that you can use for your commute. And those are always white too. So the white cars of Japan. All right. Amavier. Okay. Oh, good. Yeah, that's like a little sparse solitaire looking thing. There we go. That'll work. Sorry, I'm still not. Chrome is just dying on me. I'm still not into. There we go. Well, that's good news that the tofu situation has gotten better. Well, I'm sure it's always been good on the West Coast. Yeah, it's funny. That was so ridiculous. It's like a bad joke that I was like looking out at soybean fields and not able to buy tofu or anything, any decent soybean products around me. Yeah, wow, stuff is really dead. Dead slow. All right. Yeah, so I think I'll go with something simple like this. Yeah. Diet soda and a cupcake. Oh yeah, yeah. I think I've got that. I think that'll do it. The dessert and diet soda. What's this? Okay, so I'll try to put this stuff closer together. Yeah, so I think that's good because I'm suffering. I'm choking down this Coke Zero. That's kind of a hacky old joke, but it's still a thing. It's funny because it's true. Like people ordering high-calorie meals with a diet soda. Although some people do get stuck in that, especially as you get older, like regular Coke is just overpoweringly sweet. So if you can stand that chemical taste of the fake sugar, it's less sweet. So yeah, it's a better adult's palate. Although on one of the game nights, this was a shocker to me because I think I mostly this is so fascinating, I know, but I mostly drank Coke. Oh, cool. Nice, nice. Oh, that's funny. Had only white, yeah. Very weird. What was I babbling about? Yeah, something. I'm sorry, I got distracted by car colors. Yeah, yeah. Nice. Yeah, I had a really dangerously colored car for a while in LA. It was kind of like a sandy, yeah, just like a tan, but like a little bit of a metallic, not tan, but like a sand color, but a little metallic. It had some metallic chip in it, so a little interesting. So I think it was the first new car that I ever bought, and it was such a dangerous color because driving on the highways in LA, it was almost invisible. So many people, even if they saw me in the mirror, the color of the car like didn't stand out, and it was almost like the same color as the road. So many times I had trucks and things just like merge right into me, or like change lanes right into me. It's like this car is cursed because of the messed up color. I blame my ex-wife on that color choice too. I think that's what happened, because I'm always like silver black is basically what I've ever had, and that was I think that was her choice. Yeah, I think a lot of soys for livestock, and soybean oil, like all baked goods and everything, all that, or horrible pre-done, pre-baked like snack cakes and things. I think that's all soybean oil that they use for that, like partially hydrogenated soybean oil. You see that in the ingredients of so much stuff in the U.S. So I think the U.S. doesn't think about eating soybeans. They just think about using them for feed, and then also pressing them into oil. Yeah. White cars always look dirty and dusty. I guess black cars do too, depending on the kind of, like if in that sandy dust, gritty dust of LA, black cars always look dusty. But white cars never look clean unless you just cleaned them. Yeah, but I guess, as far as like safety wise, I guess, well, no, any bright color would be just as noticeable as white. But because there's a lot of like safety obsession too in Japan, and now that everybody has all they're not baby on board. It's like in the US, it was always baby on board, but in Japan, that's always really funny translations, like baby in car, and weird, weird phrasing for their, there's a kid in my car signs, but there's a lot of those. All right. There we go. Nice. Okay, there we go. Yeah, sorry, let me oh yeah, something is going on. I can never get Chrome to surrender all the memory it's hogging up. It's crazy. All right, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I think I got something that'll work. Whoa, there we go. Sorry. I think I got something that should work. Oh, look at that. That little white flatbed. Yeah, they're doing construction near my house, and the tiny little construction equipment comes out, because the roads are really narrow up the side of the mountain, so the tiny little construction equipment comes out, and it's got to take twice as long. I mean, it's the only thing you can get up there, but it's got to take a lot longer with a backhoe with a little tiny bucket and stuff. Like everything is so much smaller. But I guess the scale of the construction is smaller too, so it all works out. Yeah, that's the thing too. Is the lot space and everything in Japan is really tiny. Okay, so let me try to color a few of these, and then we'll take a look at some comments or something. Okay. There we go. Racing gold. Yeah, there's some really, there's really cute little cargo trucks, and there's even like single passenger little flatbeds and things that I've seen. Like literally one person, and they have like a spare tire on the front. That's something too. Is that was hard to wrap my head around. Is when we got a car in Japan, there's no spare tire. There's nothing that they don't give you anything to work on the car with. So you're basically like relying on auto services or whatever completely. That was really creepy, because especially those little tiny cars, those are easy tires to change, but you don't have one because they conserve the space so much. Yeah, I need to be in a better neighborhood. I've seen a couple of insanely expensive cars, but this isn't a great neighborhood. This is a very love hotel and yakiniku kind of, or like a barbecue, Korean barbecue kind of neighborhood. So the cars don't get as expensive. Yeah, but I've seen quite a few Teslas, which I was surprised in Japan. Yeah, you're right. invisible British weather cars. Yeah. All right. Okay, so I've got find what color is tofu besides. Let's get a little off white. Oof, yeah, everything's running a little slow. Okay, so yeah, like something like that. Yeah, I think that'll read. I'll highlight that a bit more. Something. Yeah, I guess that works. I don't quite know until I put it down whether it's gonna, because it's color stuff is so relative to. Yeah, I think that'll work. I'll try to brighten up that tofu, but maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, like some of my older cartoons, they're just little tiny things in the middle of the big white page. I'm starting to get a little. I keep changing that. I keep going to fill the frame more, which I don't think is necessary, but yeah, it just looks odd when it's too small. And I think I played a lot because when I was doing stuff to sell in Japan, like I would do panels, like big acrylic painted panels of these cartoons and things. I started to like compose them differently and kind of change the scale of things. So it's very different. The cartoon itself, I think it's a very different kind of composition. So when I'm trying to do like a more decorative version of it or something, something that somebody would hang on the wall, you fill the frame a little bit more. Yeah, that's right, because somebody bought a huge print, like very early on, somebody bought a huge print of one of my cartoons, and when I printed it out on like a A0 or some like really big, like gigantic poster size, it looked terrible because it was like, the actual drawing was only this big in the middle of this giant field of white, but it was an earlier cartoon, so all of it was like that at the time. But so when I started to do the other stuff, the panels, like the paint on panel and stuff, I started to change the composition just so it looked nicer. But that's very it's an odd thing. All right. Oh no. Yeah, sorry. I was having my whole machine was kind of dragging there, so maybe that's getting behind. Oh, no. Instead of waving, A lot of people will honk their horn. So that's really strange. It's hard to get used to because, a horn is always fuck you. And it still is in Japan. Like in the cities, like people will lay on their horns to get a taxi moving or something. Like people will honk aggressively. It's much more rare, but it still exists. It still means that. But to indicate to thank somebody, like if, especially the two, like the little, like two cars can barely pass each other on some of the little mountain roads up by where I live, so you have to kind of back up into a little, driveway or into a little wider area to let somebody pass, and they'll honk at you, like just a little touch the horn as a thank you. And the first time I was driving and somebody did that, I thought they were like complaining I took too long to back up, or that I don't know what I thought it was angry. It was an angry horn, and because you get so wired that way, it takes a lot to get your head back around to the, there are polite horns, because I remember like when I was a kid, we would leave like my grandparents' house, and my parents would always honk goodbye, just hit the horn. And I didn't remember that. And I guess just driving angry for too long, you forget, people can actually be in a decent mood behind the wheel, but, yeah, people were, so people are nice with their horns here, much more than they're aggressive. And it's usually just in the, kind of downtowns and stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry. This machine is not doing well. I think my internet is okay, because I'm not, oh no, I am dropping frames. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, that little hiccup that I just had with my PC did drop some frames, so yeah, things did get a little backed up there. Sorry about that. Yeah, the Hollywood Hills of Japan. Actually, the funny thing is, the weird little area that I live in, I think a lot of like TV talent and stuff retired there, because when you look at the houses that they built on this like mountainside, like this hillside, they're like Swiss chalet and like the Italian villa and all of these like the crazy fake architecture styles. It looks like Epcot Center or something. Like all the houses that they built to retire to, with a nice view, are ridiculous. They look ridiculous. But it is like driving in Hollywood, because it's real tight little ridiculous roads. But there are a bunch of weird retired TV people in the hills, and they build garish, bizarre houses that have this like fantasy of living abroad. It's very strange, but it's really, really weirdly eclectic. Like most neighborhoods are they're all of a similar style. They're either very modern or very traditional Japanese or whatever, but this is just a mess of different fantasy styles. Yeah, I don't know what the thinking behind that is. I think they just, money and taste don't necessarily overlap. But yeah, it is a weird area. Like I know like some people that had like cooking shows that were famous in the 90s or whatever retired to the area where I'm at. Oh, look at the little tiny bean eyes. I guess they probably should be looking at each other. Yeah, see, too much detail, and I screw myself with where I can actually put eyes. All right. Yeah. That should work, and I think sad tofu will something like that. Right. Honk, happy birthday. Oh man. Yeah, that's got to make the neighborhood really happy to hear. Hours of nonstop honking. Wow. Yeah, they might have thought there was a protest going on next door. Uh, yeah, it's weird. The choices that people make, that some Japanese people make are just weird because they have they like foreign things, but not completely, not really, because a lot of the foreign food here is modified for their palate, or for the ingredients that they could get. But yeah, so it's odd. It's and because Japan is kind of this, in this stagnation, this deflated state. It's not the bubble time. I think people thought, the money and prosperity of Japan will never end, and purchased accordingly. But yeah, it's very, you can tell, yeah, people just, they don't do that anymore. Or I think it's more rare because there's not the kind of nouveau riche of Japan aren't as dominant now. Yeah, but that's the one silly thing about Japan is there's kind of I don't know. It seems like there is a certain amount of respect, but there's a lot of disrespect for creativity, for creative work. So artists and musicians and stuff, they kind of have costumes in Japan. They're kind of like they have to play this like eccentric weirdo character. And maybe it's just all the ones that they'll book as on TV talk shows and stuff. But there's this weird kind of dominance of the eccentric old woman artist who's not really, that has had some sort of okay painting career and sold some work in Europe or something, and so dresses like completely in this like ridiculous costume, and it's just kind of assumed. And even there's even kind of like a comic book Japanese manga artist costume based on like what Tezuka Osamu looked like, the Astro Boy creator guy, the god of manga. There's this weird kind of costume of beret and glasses kind of costume that kind of like Kurosawa, the same kind of similar look as Kurosawa, but it's just that there's a weird costume that people expect in a lot of ways. I don't know. It's very odd, and I don't get that. And usually the people that are really like doing the costume, the creative costume, are the least talented people. The people that are kind of just posing their way through a creative career. But I don't know, that always like kind of disgusts me about the Japanese sensibility, is you have to look the part. They don't want you to, and it might just be for the optics on television, and I'm not judging it that accurately, but yeah, that's a weird thing. And it's also like, says a lot about the weird superficiality. And I don't know if that's all of Asia, but I've noticed that in Japan quite a bit. If you look happy, then you are happy. If you look rich, then you are rich. It's like, no, it's not how it works. If you look intelligent, then you are intelligent. Like the superficial is all, it's much more. I did two exactly the same color cakes. Yeah, it has much more influence, and maybe a little bit actually whiter. But yeah, that's always bothered me, and just trying to have creative careers is weird. Yes. Yeah, so they're like estranged relatives or something. Yeah, the tofu and the soybean. I'm gonna have to come up with a. Yeah, but that's what I was thinking. Is distant relatives, or like that awkward feeling, like people that search out their birth parents or whatever. They find them. Oh, actually, there's they're kind of a sad story. people that search out their birth parents and then find them like, yay, this is great, I've reconnected, and then they just kind of lose touch. Like they may have spent their whole life wondering what my real mother looks like or whatever, and then once they find them, it's just like, okay, well, you didn't raise me, and for some reason you gave me up, and okay. It just doesn't, it doesn't go anywhere because of that kind of awkwardness. But yeah, I had a friend who was half Japanese. I had no idea. Or actually, no, his grandparents. So he was quarter. He was a quarter Japanese, and I never knew that. I mean, it was in the Midwest, so very white Midwest. But his grandfather married a woman from Japan after the war and brought her back to the Midwest. And she died of cancer pretty young, much younger than his grandfather. And so he was always so curious about her. Oh, do I want to? Yeah, it's fine. So curious about her and her, life in Japan and his relatives in Japan. And so he, when he heard I was here, he got in touch, and we got in touch through Facebook, and we kind of talked about things, and I tried to help him, find his relatives. And it was really really sad for him because they were so suspicious. They're just like, why do you want to know who we are and what are you doing? And it was really uncomfortable. Oh, and that's right. And he also, he worked for Kikkoman, the soy sauce people. And so he had Japanese coworkers because some of their management or some, people came over from Japan. So he had Japanese coworkers as well. So they helped him like translate all of his letters and things. And then one of them was going to, meet him and help him communicate with his relatives. And it just all fell apart. They just, were, why are you getting in touch with us? What do you want to know? And he just wanted to see them, like see the people he was a blood relation to, and not, a little bit distant, but relation to in Japan. And they just didn't feel very comfortable about it. And because I guess that just doesn't exist here. Is some people, their families live abroad. That's why there's, Japanese Americans, and like a lot of, countries in South America have Japanese. But that American obsession with your ancestry, your the people that you came from doesn't really exist so much in other countries. So people can get really uncomfortable with it if it kind of crosses those cultural barriers, and they're just like, you want money, right? That's so sad. But yeah, that's kind of what it came down to, because he couldn't communicate well. They were just like, okay, and he's not not a rich guy, so they instantly got suspicious, which is very depressing. Yeah, we're right between two traffic lights, so sometimes things back up. Honk happy birthday. That's funny. Okay. So trying to make this can look a little bit more metallic. I think it needs more white. Yeah, sorry if there's some technical issues. I dropped a few frames, but it seems to be running okay. Damn. All right. So let me just finish this up, and then I'll take a look at the comments from last week. I'm glad that window is small. I keep like leaning into the webcam. If that was full screen, that would be disturbing and menacing because I'm not looking at the camera. I'm watching what I'm drawing. That has to be very creepy looking. All right, something like that. Okay, that's a terrible looking cupcake, but let's see if I can. Shiny's better, I guess. Okay. Oh, that can color is so dark that maybe I'm not going to get away with that. Yeah, I think I want just bigger maybe. Yeah, it's subtle, but it's there. Yeah, I got to remember too, these are much smaller, so go a little bit bigger. All right. Okay, so we got both of those done. So let's take an awkward flip over to the comments. Let me see if I can get this. Oh yeah, we got to rely on Chrome to not lag on us. Yeah, so sorry, I might cause some more streaming trouble. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so let me switch over to that and yeah, maybe sit back from the camera. I don't know how close it's going to be. All right, so here we go. So comments, and I'm moving it. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh, and I got the light behind me. The sunlight is coming through. So this is last week. The comments from the two cartoons last week. Sorry that I can't read the chat at that size. So what was this? June 11th. Each slice reminded them of the painful and finite nature of existence. A very veil of tears kind of joke. All right. So, 3 comments, 11 likes. Yeah, it actually got out there. Better with butter. All right. Distortion. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen him before. Great thing. Oh, that's right. Greatest thing since sliced bread, unless you're sliced bread. No matter how you slice it, you'll all have to go sometime. Nice. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm trying to remember like ideas and jokes we came up with like during the stream and see if anybody catches on to that or makes that same joke in the comments. Because like I said, everyone's always trying to one-up you in the comments for the for a better joke, and usually they do write them better. All right, and then previous, so it would be the 9th. June 9th. Sorry, let me do a little weirds. There we go. Yeah, sorry I couldn't read the chat on the streaming. I know. I'm an angel with this backlight. All right. Yeah, 2 comments and 10. Oh, that's right. Pop-Tart jokes. All right. So no matter what you put on toast, it could never compare with pre-existing sprinkled. Oh, I'm going to see if somebody called me on the pre-existing not having a hyphen. Somebody with a Trump. A Trump Avatar. All right. I like my Pop-Tarts plain, but I can't find any. I also like my toast with just butter frosting. Frosting and sprinkles be damned. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's right. They do make Pop-Tarts without frosting. Like they'll have strawberry with the frosting and sprinkles, and then they'll have the unfrosted, I think strawberry is what they call it. Buttered bread covered in sprinkles as an Australian party treat. Oh, wow. Yeah, bread and sprinkles. Is that true? Is Plexus on? Is that true? Yeah, I could imagine that. Yeah, like real butter would be probably better than that processed frosting. Yes. Good. So nobody called me out on pre-existing sprinkles. Okay, let's try a couple of random ones. Oh, there's an oldie. Oh, not that bad. 2017, but that's 3 years. That's more than 3 years now. Wow. Hospital gelatin was as sad and flavorless as he needed to be. Yeah, I ate at a like my first regular job was maintenance at a hospital, so I ate a lot of hospital cafeteria food. Ugh. No comments. It's just too sad. Oh, 3 likes. Oh, there's an old one. 2005. Look at that wonky looking flashlight. Nothing could cheer up the flashlight once he learned his batteries were leaking. Oh, and I didn't even show that they were leaking. Nice. Yeah, some old stuff. And this is, the days of the daily cartoon, so there were a lot more misses during that time because there was a lot less, thought process. It's funny. 2008. They sat in the lane questioning the need for all this ball-on-pin violence. Oh, there we go. Just peace. One more. Oh yeah. Look how wonky. Because once the ink was on the paper, I just left it. So if things looked really funky, sometimes I would just roll with it when it was Sharpie on paper. And that was kind of the original intent of the look, is to not have it be so refined, have it be awkward, because most of the situations were awkward. So everyone just waited for the sour cream gun to go off. That's the Taco Bell sour cream gun. All right, well, no cruel comments this time. A torch and a torch. There we go. Yes. Oh, nice. Nice. Thanks for the confirmation, Sedona, about that. Yeah. Bread and sprinkles. That's funny. All right, so let's awkwardly swap back here. I'm totally forgetting how the order I used to do things in. The lockdown completely erased. I think I wrote things at the very end. So I drew things, convenience store, colored things, comments. I think used to be the order. So if you remember, please let me know. It's so sad. But let me put this, put this chat back up. The window causing all the trouble here. Yeah, butter and sprinkles. Yeah, it might not be a bad thing. We'll get some confirmation on that. Yeah, next time I see Plexus jump on, I'll ask that question. Okay, so somehow related. Yeah, I couldn't see the resemblance. Tofu refused. Refused to admit any relation? I don't know. Any relationship? I don't know. Oh, that's kind of, yeah. Yeah, but the tofu is the sad one. Yeah, I guess it's still works. Any connection? Are you my mom? Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Any? What's the paternity? Yeah. I guess it'd be maternity. Are there? Yeah, maternity tests. Like, there aren't maternity tests, right? Because no, I guess they would. Yeah, I guess if you like adoption and stuff, they might still do that. Topher refused to admit any relationship. Yeah, the unappealing looking. Oh, sorry. Soybean. Thought that would work. I'll stick with that for now and see if I can think of something better. I'll switch back and forth. Okay, so this one is, Diet Coke. Diet Coke amongst the desserts. So, nothing with a giant O. The presence. Nothing about the presence of diet soda made this any better. Is that too far away from the joke? Yeah, there's only so many calories he could save. There's only so many calories. We'd be adding 0. Oh, yeah. That's why I shouldn't have drawn directly on that layer. Sorry, let me just do a quick fix. Not like that. There we go. So yeah, something about 0 still adding. Still a vegetable. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I like that, Joe. Yeah, right. Yeah, tofu as a vegetable. Maybe, refusing. Yeah, not wanting to be vegetarian. Yeah, something about. Yeah, something refused to be considered or refused to. Breaking even. Yeah. Adding his 0, yeah, that still meant there were a lot of calories involved. Or maybe the beverage wasn't the place to save any, or to save all the calories. Let's see. Or maybe, the desserts wondered why they spent so much time. There's a little fly in here. Wonder why they spent so much time around diet soda. Or made this any less decadent? Made this any less reckless? Indulgent, yeah. Yeah, maybe indulgent. Made this any... Oh, I'm going to go out, break my one line, though. Indulgent with an E, yeah. Nothing about the presence of diet soda made this any less indulgent. I have to spell check that. Indulgent. Where's the whipped cream? That's right. There's no whipped cream on anything. Yeah, it's a bunch of plain-looking cakes. Yeah, I wasn't on my cake game doing this. Oh, That's right. So, let me see. Nothing but the presence of diet soda made this any less indulgent. I think that works. 3. Then it gets across the. We're actually eating 3 desserts. Okay, and what's crashing now on Chrome? Jeez. There we go. Sorry, so I don't mean to keep switching so violently and quickly between cartoons. I'm just trying to nail down some idea. Yeah, so yeah, Tofu realizing that he or she was that vegetarian or was so vegetarian. Or just like finding out where you come from is oh yeah, that was the weird thing when my parents came, when we got married in Japan, and when my parents came, the only food my father couldn't eat, because he loves seafood, he's like half Greek, so he loves seafood, and the only thing he couldn't eat was the very smooth, very creamy tofu. That creeped him out for some reason. Everything else was fine. Octopus brains and fish sperm and everything else, no problem. But the really creamy tofu, yeah, which is a lot of creepier textures in Japanese food than tofu. But yeah, that was so funny. He's like, "What is this?" Yeah, that was the best. But maybe like yeah, if you brace yourself for very difficult textures and very chewy things, then when you then we hit something that's a little too safe, maybe it goes the other way, makes you worry the other way. Wait, what exactly am I eating? Yeah, because I think any tofu he would have had in the Midwest would have been pretty coarse, pretty heavy, pretty like chunky, that kind of dry, spongy version. So that's why it was so mysterious. Anyhow, I'm talking about tofu, not writing about tofu. Yeah, something about not. Maybe it was better to not know where he. Maybe it was better for tofu to not know where he came from. That's a really clumsy sentence. It's kind of the same idea. I refuse to admit any relationship. Oh yes. Joe, have you not been to a expensive sushi restaurant in LA? Yeah, there's I guess it's the sack or whatever. Like, I'm not sure, because it's not, fish don't have gonads, do they? But yeah, they just call it sperm, but it's kind of this weird creamy thing. No, it's not like that. No, it feels, it's more like an organ. It's more like eating like a fish liver or something. It has more the consistency of an organ inside. I'm making this worse. This is getting gross. But yeah. So it's because fish do that weird thing where everything kind of happens in the ocean, kind of outside, right? So don't the females lay eggs and then the men just kind of dust the area. I'm trying not to be explicit, but yeah. So it's either the kind of internal organ that makes that happen, or yeah, it's like a sac thing. I'll stop talking about this, but it's one of those things that if somebody tells you what it is before you eat it, you can't eat it because it'll make you sick. But if they don't tell you what it is until after, then you're like, I'm not gonna go there. But yeah. So it's one of those hard to get your head around kind of things. Yeah, but a lot of sushi restaurants and stuff will have that as one of the options. Yeah, kind of looks Yeah, we don't want the erotic fish stories. Yeah, suddenly we're shadow banned on YouTube for talking about fish reproduction. Yeah, but it's yeah. There's a lot of weird stuff, and that's one. But I'm sure there's a lot of protein in there. Oh, grassroots is good. Yeah, yeah. Grassroots is good. Yeah, that's. I guess that's true. I'm glad Sedona was listening. That's very funny. Uh, oh, oh, that's something. Oh, yeah, that's right. That this was like something from like months and months ago stream when I was like going on and on about something about relationships or something. But if you're listening, Sedona, that's something that I wanted to ask you about is get in a relationship when you're initially attracted to a guy. You like want him to be in good shape and be attractive, but after, like, if you decide to get married or have a monogamous or what is it, exclusive, relationship, if the guy kind of loses his his edge, isn't as attractive, gets a little doughy, the hair thins or whatever, that's not as I think I was just wondering if for women it's not as much of a turnoff because it's safer and it feels more settled and it feels more like, yeah, he's not going anywhere. Whereas I think for men, they don't have that. They're still like just thinking about, prime reproductive age or whatever. So their brains are wired a little bit differently. So they don't get comfortable if their wife gets chubby and cuts all her hair off. They don't get comfortable. They don't feel secure with that. It's not something reassuring, but the other way it is. I don't know. That's my imaginary friend. Nice. She was just on. Sedona Sunset is right there. Oh, that's right. You guys are talking on Twitch and you're not seeing. Sorry, yeah, I'm reading combined chat, so I'm talking to two different universes. Sorry about that. You guys got to get back on YouTube. You're confusing me. But yeah, so Sedona is on YouTube. I swear I didn't make her up. Right? I've just been talking to like a chat bot that somebody dropped into my YouTube channel called Sedona. Oh, damn. Yeah, right. Yeah, 150 pounds. Yeah. So guys, I'll cross platform this. Sedona said she didn't care, and her ex gained about 150 pounds before the end of the marriage. Yeah, so women are less sensitive to that, and it's almost like, okay, yeah, he's like not in hunting mode or whatever. So it's more, it's a little more comforting. So I always thought that might be the case, but didn't have any reassurance. But yeah, so the reason I thought that is because they talked about in lesbian couples, one of the partners, gaining a lot of weight and then actually having health problems because of that was becoming a problem. And that's kind of just imitating like relationships in general. Maybe the more insecure partner is more secure by, fattening up and uglying up the other half. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know exactly how that works, but I think that's a very funny thing. It shows how our brains are a little bit differently. The perspective is just different. Oh no. K5 is bouncing between platforms. Sorry, there's a little icon. So I'm reading this like combined chat, and there's a little icon about what stream you're watching. So sorry about that. All right. Joe is back. Yeah, the Twitch versions of those guys do not believe you exist, Sedona. They think I was talking to myself. All right. Nothing about... Okay, I think that works. Any less indulgent, but this one is not. Any relationship. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to which chat people were on. Yeah, I still don't know if multi-streaming is a great idea or not. Because I think that's why it took such a long time for the stream to kind of get established, is because they might score it badly, or like notifications and things are even more unpredictable when you're sending it through a third party, because I'm not going directly through. But I guess that's the same thing with Streamlabs too. Their software, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's only one platform, but still it can be ignored by Twitch or whatever. Your actual photo. Yeah, isn't that strange nowadays that nobody... yeah. Anybody that's harassing on YouTube is definitely never using their actual photo. They're always using something that makes their harassment even more annoying when you look at like the picture that they're representing themselves with, the image that they represent themselves with. Tofu refused to admit any relationship. Yeah. It's short and sweet. I think I'm just going to go with that, because it says that's kind of the idea, and otherwise I don't want to get it to touch on adoption or anything or paternity or anything that might make people kind of sour at the joke. But obesity is funny, right? Oh well. Okay. Well, I think that's gonna do it. But before I go, let me do a quick. I'll just do a quick convenience store thing. Actually, there's two things, so I guess I can do two things. Okay. So yeah, before I upload these and sign off, let me switch over to this. All right. Yeah, my chime. I've got to. I can't see anything. I've got too many the audio sources here. Lovely. Okay. So that was of course, the door chime of Family Mart, and so this is the last one. So I figured I should grab this because it was the last one that I saw on the shelf. So I think it just came out and people have to try everything. So as you know, Kit Kat, which I guess was originally British candy. Yeah, I can't remember my Kit Kat history, but it became really popular in Japan because it's Nestle now. So kind of international food stuff. And they do insane flavors. Like Japan kind of picked up as like they do limited edition, shoes like sneakers in Japan, and then they do weird flavored Kit Kats. And so I saw a Kit Kat let me focus, ocean salt Kit Kat, maybe I'm too close, with a picture of a sea turtle on it. So I hope there's no sea turtle in it, but yeah, ocean salt. So there's salt chocolate before, so I don't think it's completely outrageous. But yeah, they do all kinds of pumpkin and every kind of fruit and every kind of Kit Kat. And Kit Kat had the by coincidence, the kitokatsu, like the you will succeed, or kind of good luck saying that Kit Kat can kind of be short for, became popular. So like for graduation or something, or somebody achieve something, or they need to take a test or something, you buy them a Kit Kat in a box, and on the back is kind of a blank message area to write your little ganbatte message for them. So here is ocean salt. You damn Google-ers. All right. Yeah. 35 in the UK. That's right. That's right. Yeah, wow, from the 30s. Kit Kat chocolate crisp. Thank you, K5. My I didn't pre-Google. I just remembered actually, I should look up a list. The list of Kit Kat flavors is disturbing. Yeah, it's really... So this is new. Ocean salt. Let's see what color it is. What are you guessing? White? Light blue? From the packaging, I'm guessing white or light blue. Daily law attorneys. Yeah, it's just kind of salt color. Yeah, So this is kind of their white. Oh, so that must mean it might be white chocolate and salt. So it's very white, just white chocolate. Ugh. So it's white chocolate. I think though most of their flavor chocolates are white chocolate plus, because you can't put cacao or whatever, cocoa in something and have it not overwhelm the flavor. So it's probably white chocolate plus something. So here we go. Salt. Ocean salt. Yeah, it's white chocolate. So that kind of too sweet. I'm not getting any salt. Maybe at the end? Yeah, a little bit at the end. It's a little saltier than usual, but very pretty intense white chocolate flavor. Yeah, I'm not a white chocolate fan either. Yeah, blue would have been much better. I think if it's ocean, I think they should have done a blue. Because they've done like purple and pink and green. Yeah, matcha is always green. So this is really kind of plain and boring because it just looks like the white chocolate version. But it's not, it's almost nothing. It's just like, you know, when you have salted chocolate and the flavor is a little bit more intense. It's just like that. Yeah, a little bit at the end you can taste it's a little salty, but not like the usual, like the really, that gourmet, like expensive chocolate that literally has like, you know, crystals of salt on the surface of the chocolate. So you get that combined flavor. This is just like a saltier, and meltier. It's very melted. Yeah, melted version. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm right in the camera. Melted version of, it's just white chocolate with a little bit more intensity. No salt. That's weird. Oh, wow. We make chocolate. Well, that's very cool. Do you have any... Whoa. Yeah, cocoa butter. Right. Do you have any unique recipes or any types of chocolate that you make? Like, you know, chocolate with orange or any, like, interesting combinations? Yeah. Homemade chocolate. Whoa. That would be great. Yes. Turtle. So yeah, it wasn't the ocean experience I was hoping for. Yeah, it's not much going on there. It was very okay. Yeah, that's strange. Usually their flavors are a big enough variety. I mean, if you literally had just a white chocolate Kit Kat and that, you would be really hard. It would be really hard to actually tell the difference. They're not very dissimilar. Like, it's a little bit more intense because of the saltiness, I think, but not like strictly salty. Nice. Yeah, Google that list of Japanese Kit Kat flavors. It's like huge and disgusting. I think there's things like ramen and cream stew and yeah, all kinds of horrible misfires. Yeah, I really wish it would have been light blue at least. And that would have probably psychologically changed my my thinking about how it tasted. Because blue always tastes like blue. But yeah, that's just white chocolate. That's funny. Oh, almond truffles. Oh, nice. Dark chocolate. That's excellent. That's stupid. Okay, so one more quick thing. I also bought these possibly offensive things. Squid and seaweed tempura chips. So we will see. I was just imagining these are going to look pretty funky. Wow, that's so cool. Oh, sorry, that's a loud bag. Yeah, they look exactly as represented on the bag. Maybe I should have led with these because these smell really fishy. Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, the squid tastes pretty reasonable most of the time, but god, the smell of squid snacks is like a open sewer. Or like, I guess like low tide in the ocean. Yeah, so as you can see, it's like a piece of... Oh, no, it's actually... Oh, it's a mixture. I thought it was combined. So some seaweed and some squid. I keep calling them shrimp. Squid. Yeah, so squid. Whoa, but the bag really stinks. Yeah. But it tastes like, yeah, because they'll do that at some restaurants too, is put the little sheet of seaweed into the tempura as well. Yeah, that's really, really mild. A little bit too salty, but I guess all snacks need to be salty, so you keep drinking. But yeah, they taste like tempura. It's pretty heavy. Like the coating is pretty heavy, so it's almost like a the tempura makes it more like a potato chip or something. But it's good. But wow, yeah, that initial stink opening the bag is pretty brutal. Yeah, but these aren't bad at all. I'm so amazed that, because this is just the store brand. See the 7-Eleven? This is just 7-Eleven store brand. And most of the time, they're not garbage. They're not... I don't think I would eat something 7-Eleven store brand in the U.S. if I had any other choice. But here, yeah, they do pretty okay. Yeah, so just a little sheet of seaweed with some kind of tempura cracker type thing on the back. But it tastes like it very much. It tastes like tempura. Very much. But the the squidliness, so the dried squid snack. So anytime that you've ever been on an airplane in the vicinity of Asia and somebody opens a bag of dried squid, you know it. Yeah, rows and rows away. That's cool. Yeah, that's not bad. Ooh. Yeah, with just the snacks, with the squid snacks though, if you put mayonnaise and the kind of cayenne pepper on top of the mayonnaise, and then dip the really good grilled shrimp, or no, is it squid? Is it squid or is it? Yeah, I think it's squid, but it's pretty flat. Like there's strips of the grilled squid that have like a soy sauce or something on them as they're grilled, so they're really flavorful. And if you dip them into the spicy mayonnaise, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, I've seen that quite a bit. So it's mayonnaise with a bunch of red pepper on top of it. That's some good stuff, and a good combination with the grilled squid flavor. So yeah, a couple of but it's really flat sheets, so maybe it's all fins or whatever. It's not the thick ring part, so maybe it's only the fin part. Is that squid? It might be something else. It's not like shark fin or anything too horrible. It's just I think it's some type of squid, but in spicy mayonnaise. That's really good. Oh wow, yeah. I can't imagine for the American snacks, especially generic stuff, is always lesser. It's always just not very good. Nice. Yeah, but mayonnaise for fried stuff. Yeah, mayonnaise is popular. But as far as just bag snacks, there's not so much chip and dip. There's you can get salsa here, but there's not as many dips and stuff. It's mostly that's import store kind of stuff. To get sour cream and chive potato chip dip. Yeah, right. I'm sure it is dolphins. Man, I don't. What is the Japanese hatred for small whales and dolphins? Yikes! All right. Well, good. So, excellent. That will do it. So, yeah, thank you for everybody, Joe and K5 and Sedona and Dolly. Thanks for hanging around. Yeah, that's really great. Oh. Yeah, so in Osaka, there's a ton of okonomiyaki shops, but it's not hard to make because you can buy, if you go to the Asian supermarket, you can buy it's easy to make completely from scratch, but they also have the kind of pre-made mix. that makes it easier. That has like I think it's like flour with the dashi already flavoring already in it or something. But yeah, it's not too hard to make, and that's my wife makes that at home a lot. She's from Osaka, so she makes okonomiyaki a lot. It's just the difficulty is you sometimes, I think you have to buy your own like meat slicer if you want thin pork or thin beef, like thin sheets of, kind of the shabu shabu style. Thin sheets of meat are hard to get in the US, and you need that if you want to. I mean, if you're making vegetarian, then you don't need that. But that's the one thing that makes it difficult to do well in the US is you have to make it has to be vegetarian, because you can't get meat that will grill, in a little pancake very easily. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and just take a look and get the katsuobushi, the fish flakes, and the seaweed for it. Yeah, that's always the disturbing thing, that tourists that have never seen that before. So they do the okonomiyaki, they, just do it on a big griddle. They cook it like a big pancake, but it's got veggies and, kind of a soup stock and flour in it. So it rises a little bit, but it's still kind of creamy inside, so kind of light inside. And then put it on the plate and put sauce on it. It's still very hot. And then put the fish flakes and the very thin shaved fish flakes, and so the heat of the heat of the okonomiyaki makes them move. And so for some people that looks insanely unappetizing, because you've got all these like strange little brown dried flakes moving around. So I don't know why they do that. It's visually very interesting, but maybe not that appetizing. Yeah, that helps a lot with the flavor. Oh, sorry. So the seaweed, and then also the sauce. The okonomiyaki sauce, that black, like very dark, almost black, kind of brownish. It's probably soy based, but it's got some soy sauce based, but it's got something else in it. But yeah, there's good stuff. Yeah, once the quarantine is lifted, I can put you together an okonomiyaki cooking set if you want to try the real Japanese stuff, and especially the real Osaka Japanese stuff, because the brands here are probably a little bit different. All right. Oh, cool. Oh, let me switch over into my giant face. There we go. Okay. Oh, so no, if electronic stores in the U.S. Store the NES or no. Oh, do you mean the store, brand new, so US NES sealed in a box? Yeah, they wouldn't have the Nintendo made like different models of everything, so they don't have the same one. Like it's the Famicom in Japan and the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, in the US, and they're very different designs. And everything, old school Nintendo. Yeah, they have the ones that are that Android based, that are just they're running off of a card, like an SD card, that have that are like an emulator that plays the games. Yeah, they have those. But I don't think they have the North American design version. They do have the original Japanese one and the Super Famicom, the Super Nintendo version, but they're the Japanese style. Yeah, so they're different, but. Yeah, I think they only in North America do they sell that retro version. You can't get the North American versions here. I think because there's a lot of region protection, so there's not. For cartridges, that was much easier, and I think maybe easier to crack. So they didn't. They didn't go between very much. So all the stuff, Nintendo stuff here, is Japanese design, and all the stuff in the U.S. is North American. So yeah, very different design. But yeah, they would have, I've seen, there's still, people are insane console collectors here, so the Japanese versions of things you can still get in, sealed in box or in very close to near mint version. But cool. All right, well, that is all for the stream. Yeah, it was great to have everybody here, and good to see you, Dolly. We'll have to get together before you head back, before you leave Japan. That's That's still sad. That's still making me sad. That's going to be, you will be missed, but we'll have to, keep in touch. So, I will be back next week doing the same thing. And if you're new to the stream, please visit abusecartoons.com is the website. And the archive is gocomics.com/domestic abuse. Yeah, pretty long URL. But all those URLs should be in the info text. And follow me on Twitter at abusecartoons. And if you'd like to support the cartoon and get this live stream happening more often and maybe get this 3 or 4 times a week cartoon, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/abusecartoons. Everything's Abuse Cartoons, basically, except for the archive. So, take care, everybody. K5, Joe, everybody, Sedona, Dolly. I will I'll talk at you again soon. And sorry for the the little bit of lag. The computer was a little fussy. So take care, everyone, and see you next week. Goodbye.